Welcome back, folks. Sean here. Another Rimshots with Sean, brought to you by Barstools and Bandtalk. Geez, here we are 2 days later, and I'm still stuck in having internet problems. But what do you do? James, John, both wearing the same outfit as am I. I guess we're that confident in what
Bunch
we're doing.
Of dirty dudes.
That's right, just the way we like it. So James, just we ended the last segment. John was talking about how you guys hadn't really played that much together. Got together, wrote this song, started recording the album. You video blogged it. Talk a little bit about that, because that almost seems well. I'm not gonna say it seems foreign to me. I've maybe done that before, but a lot of people, you rehearse, you pre-write the songs, then you get in there and record. Talk about this process. It fascinates me.
Sure. It fascinates me too. And at first I'll say that, it's not that I am gross and dirty. I just have 20 of the same shirt in my closet. That's all.
That's right.
That's all. The process for creating this band and working on these songs was unconventional from the start. And I think what assuaged me really was that let's get the intentional ticker up on the screen.
I know,
because we were at least intentional about it. We all knew what we were getting into before we dove into this thing. And Jon-Mikel set the terms. He had some studio time at Atrium Audio. He didn't want to let it go to waste. And we were going to just try to do our very best with the time that we had. In fact, I don't know that either of us at that time were expecting anything. The benefit was we were free of expectations. I don't think any of us were expecting that anything this tangible and lasting would come out of it.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
So maybe a very expensive demo. Is that what you're?
Could have been a very expensive demo, but like
if
you don't play on that precipice, you're not getting anywhere.
Right.
If we didn't take that risky step.
Yeah.
So, James, you're I'm noticing you're a very well spoken dude. Who's I'm gonna guess that you're one of the people that writes the songs for the band.
You guessed correctly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, write it, yes, because there's a lot of the instrumentation and a lot of the arrangement comes from Trey's absolutely inexhaustible riff bank, and from Grant and Carson, because I think I don't think I'm remiss in saying that we would be nowhere without those guys. Like, Grant and Carson are tremendously talented. They're the producers. For people that don't know, they run a studio in Lancaster County called Atrium Audio, and it is chef's kiss, world class. And they're great at what they do. They produce some great bands. Grant's great at writing music. He's a savant. He plays 5 instruments, and navigates Pro Tools like nothing I've ever seen before. He uses one of those the ball cursors.
Yeah. You always love those guys that play multiple instruments. I can barely handle my own, and then you get some guy that can sit down and pick up whatever and make it sound amazing.
Yeah, right. Fuck you, Grant. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah. Well, hey, yes, absolutely. Nice. And it's true. I have a couple of friends like that, and you're sitting there going, okay, he sings amazing. He plays drums. He plays bass. He plays guitar. He plays keyboards.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating, but certain people are just wired that way. It's just the way that it is, and their brain is different. I'm getting from you, James, your brain's a little different than the average bear. Just hearing the way that you're talking, I get another phone with the thesaurus going, trying to figure out some of your words. I'm only half kidding. But,
yes, indubitably.
Yeah. No, but I'm getting the well spoken, and I would say premeditated, maybe, possibly in your songwriting.
Potentially over meditated.
Okay. Well, nothing wrong with that, because at the end of the day, if you're going to go in there and do something, you want to make sure that it's not an expensive demo. It's something that's worthy to go to the masses.
What I'll say is this: is that it's the the goal of the band was to be accessible, right? To not be highbrow or, above everyone's heads, but it's also an earnest band. It's not superficial by any stretch of the imagination. They're real thoughts and real feelings that we all had. We put them into the songs. They're real songs. You can go hear them. Go listen for yourself.
So we talked about in the last segment, and I mean, it's a kind of a running theme for people. We talked about how, things started to happen. The pandemic kind of shut everything down. John, had you guys been planning on doing any live shows previous to, I guess, starting? Is there anything, I guess, in the works? I know Jamie's not going to let you sit around idly and kind of, put one single out and that's that.
Right.
What's on the go? What do you guys have in the hopper?
Yeah. We're right now. We just finally got a rehearsal set up, our rehearsal room set up. So that's the next step. I like to focus on one thing at a time and make it into bite-sized pieces for us, or else everything gets overwhelming. But we are hoping to do a live show, I'd say, in the next, 2 months or somewhere around there. I know we'll need a month to promote and all the back end stuff to do it the right way. But yeah, I mean, I will say that our shows are not going to be like a lot of live shows that you would expect, really, period. I mean, we're doing a lot of things differently. One of the goals that we had coming in was to differentiate. There's going to be a lot of production. It'll be very theatrical. It won't just be, 3 or 4 guys standing on stage playing their instrument. We want to make it a performance, and, we're in the entertainment industry, so our job is to entertain.
See, I love that. I was in one of my bands played a show on this past Saturday, and we kind of take a little bit of a Vegas flair. There's production, there's there's LED light curtains, and my thing is, people are paying $10. You don't want to get up on stage looking like the dudes that's eating wings beside you. You want to have a little bit more, right? And
Exactly.
people deserve that after the last couple of years. Is that a fair statement?
That is a fair statement. I think one of the best shows that I've ever seen. I don't know if do you know a band called Daikaiju? Do you know these guys?
No, sir.
They are like a surf punk metal band from I forget where, but they come down through Lancaster County every now and then. And a couple of years ago, they came through town, and they are the most unreal act that I've ever seen. And it's all because of their presence, their bravado, their willingness to do just absolutely bonkers shit on stage. Like their drummer puts kerosene on his cymbals and lights them on fire. He does this. They do this trick where they bring their stuff off the stage into the audience, and it's like a thrust space, and the audience lifts the drummer up, and he lifts his ride and his kick and his snare up, and he plays the drums from the top of the crowd. He's like,
who's carrying the drummer though? How they?
The audience. The fucking audience is doing it.
They have them on plywood or something?
No, just with their bare hands, holding them up like some sort of Renaissance painting.
I used to do the whole light the cymbals on fire with lighter fluid, but I kept going through so many belts in my cymbal stand.
Right. Nuts. See, maybe that's like a usual trick. I don't know, but it got me. I liked it.
Yeah. And the only other thing I was going to say is how many, you got a cat over your shoulder there, James. Maybe that's something you guys can work into the show, because that fellow's been in 3 or 4 shots now. That's amazing.
Yeah, he's very photogenic. He likes to be in the middle of the action. His name is Tom Waits.
It's Tom Waits. I was about to ask you, yeah.
So we're getting close to wrapping here, second segment, but here's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to tell our folks where they're going to find you guys, where they're going to find you for your music. If you have any video out, where's the best place to look?
Yeah,
Michael, you go ahead.
Absolutely. So our tags are all consistent. They are at the Valerian Sun. So it's at TheValerianSun. And that's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere that is social. We are there. We have a lot of content in the bank. And so TikTok and everything is going to be quote unquote, James, lit. So we're going to be doing that. And but yeah, we have, I will say we have a big release schedule coming And you know, our goal and what our target is, you know, we're doing things differently. And I guess we're not the deciding, you know, we're not the judges and the jury of that. And we're hoping that you know, it's obscure enough for everyone's taste.
I love it. And you know what? I apologize about the glitch here, but we got her done. And absolute pleasure to meet you guys. We'll be following what you're doing. And thanks for being on my little old show here, guys, up in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada.
Right on, man. It's our pleasure.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
We'll see you next time. Rimshots with Sean. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, buddy.